Hey, man. My name's Chris McAllister.
We were hoping it was you, Chris. Good morning. It's G-Man, Q-Dog, and Mona from Wolf Country. How you doing?
Well, doing good. I also have our lead singer here, John Riggs.
How's it going?
Glad to have John here as well. We got to talk a little music, guys. First, I want to start off by, we live in a day and time where there's a lot of tribute bands, but from what I understand, nobody can touch you guys. Y'all been around for 35 years. Back when people were only impersonating Elvis Presley, you guys were doing Skinner even back then. We understand there was some tutelage from some of the members of the band. Can you tell us how this whole thing began?
I sure can. A buddy of mine that was in Leonard Skinner, Ed King, he wrote Sweet Home Alabama, Saturday Night Special, and a very good friend of mine, and he called me one day and said, "Hey, man, would you like to come up? Skinner's getting back together. Would you like to come up and check out rehearsal?" And I said, "Absolutely." And so I go up there. It's me and our bass player, and we're sitting there listening to Leonard Skinner in their rehearsal studio. And that's all. That's the entire audience. It was just us two, and we're freaked out. We couldn't believe how tight they were. Extremely friendly to us, and we during a break, me and Artemis Pyle and if I can remember, Gary Rossington and Ed were just standing around, having a Coca-Cola or something. And I said, "Man, you guys sound great." And that's how many shows you going to do? And it's like, "Well, we're only going to do a certain amount as a tribute to the fans." And I laughed and said, "Somebody needs to do a tribute to you guys." I'm like, "What do you mean you're going to just do it for a little bit and that's it?" And they started teasing me, Gary Rossington specifically, and it kind of made me mad. They were saying things like, "Oh, like the Beatles and Elvis and Neil Diamond, and what are you going to call it, Skinner Mania?" Well, I went back to Tampa a lot out of spite and formed a band that did nothing but Leonard Skinner. Nobody knew what in the world. How do you book that? We formed it, and the next thing I know, we're out on the road all over the United States and Canada with Edgar Winter, Kentucky Headhunters, and meeting all these people, and we couldn't believe it. We literally went from the garage to the national stage.
Chris, were you guys already kind of a band into music of your own, or once you decided to spearhead this project, did you then have to find the right chemistry of people that loved the music of Leonard Skinner and could recreate it in such a fashion? Or were you guys already kind of doing music and you said, "Okay, this is going to be our direction"? How did the old ensemble happen?
Yeah, what I did is when I went back, we had a really good, strong, in Tampa area, we had a good, strong music scene there. And I ran some ads, just see if anybody would be interested. I knew I've been a musician at that time, all over the Tampa area. But I put it out there. I already knew some musicians, some of the best guitar players, and some of those guys still out there playing. And so, just by good old fashioned calling up, "Hey, this is what I want to do," and got some extremely good musicians and put it together. We went into the studio and we kind of like, wow, this is a thing. And what's really cool, when we did it, and I reached back out to Ed and said, "Hey, Ed, we put this band together. We're doing the Skinner tribute thing." And he thought, wow. And those guys, as comedic as Gary Rossington and all those guys were, they helped us. They literally helped us on the parts, would answer questions. We did what I'm doing right now, have them on speakerphone and just say, "No, I'm playing it this way, playing it that way." And tremendous help, and we appreciated their friendship so much. And before I say anything else, I will be a dead man if I don't say hello, Linda and Tanya. Oh, those are my cousins over in Sugar Hill, Georgia. Love y'all.
Awesome. Well, you've built up quite a bit of momentum over 35 years. You guys are like the authority of Leonard Skinner, and as far as any kind of cover band goes. The music selection you guys choose for your acts, is there, I'm sure you go through a lot of the catalog. There are songs, there are staples you do, and there's some that you mix in, mix out. Can you kind of give us an idea of what we're going to hear on the stage, and what are some of your little, your mainstays, and what are some of the ones you like to sneak in every once in a while?
I'm the singer, John, and
Hey, John.
How you doing?
Good.
We try to pick the songs based on the amount of time we have for each show, because there's time constraints, so you can't get everything in.
Yeah, because if you do Tuesday's Gone and Freebird, we've done a whole show. We can go home now.
Pretty much. And we actually don't want them to think we're going to do Freebird, so we don't even add that into the set until they ask for it, you know what I mean?
Oh, they are. So.
I've had them ask for it before the show even started.
Freebird.
They do that before we even start playing.
Well, go ahead and talk about your music selection, how you guys do that.
Well, we try to stay with the hits, things that everybody knows, a lot of radio play, but we also like to get into some deep cuts, things that is not on the radar all the time, but are awesome songs, like On the Hunt or Crying for the Bad Man. Skinner is a little, I wouldn't say odd, but what was popular with Skinner back in the day is not necessarily what's popular with Skinner now.
Right.
The fans have heard this music and, developed their own liking. So what I like to do is go online and look at the downloads from Apple Music, Google Music, and I track what's the most popular downloads for Skinner, and I make sure I add those into the show sets as well.
Well, like you said, music is so much a perspective thing. So there's so many people have their own version of what songs by Leonard Skinner touched their lives. So you being the lead singer, I love to follow the career of Ronnie. You're not going to start any fights, are you?
Well, it depends. I mean, I'm not known to start any fights, but I've never backed down from one either.
Fight and you can figure out the other one.
Yeah. No.
This should be a very good concert. Quint, you got anything?
I was thinking the same thing. What kind of deep cuts are we expecting to hear? I know it seems funny to me that Leonard Skinner had more popularity in some places around the world than it did in the United States for a while. Is that not true?
Yeah, it is. They did a lot bigger tours over in Europe at first because they were catching on over there before they actually got real good traction in America. Some of the deeper cuts we're doing are like
Curtis Lowe.
Well, that's not a deep cut. Everybody knows
Swamp music.
Swamp
Yeah,
music.
that's Curtis Lowe. I was about to say I was going to agree with you on that one, man.
Yeah.
We all sing Curtis Lowe.
Oh, there you go. Swamp music. We do that one.
Down South Jukin'.
Down South Jukin'. That's
Whiskey Rock and Roller.
Yeah.
Right.
And then, Freebird wasn't even a popular song for them at first.
No, because originally Freebird is so weird because you got classic hit stations that want to play the studio 4-minute edit instead of the 9-minute.
I got you.
You got classic rock stations that are afraid to spend 14, 15 minutes on a cut, so they end up playing the studio 9-minute version. That live 15 doesn't get near as much love as it did a few decades ago, as at least
it does in our show.
As their place goes.
Yeah, well, brother, let me tell you. You talk about deep cuts now. Every now and then we have where John goes out there. He's a great guitar player too. John will go out there. You'll see him play a couple acoustic songs on Tuesday's Gone and Curtis Lowe. But John's a very good guitar player and great slide player. Every now and then, I love this part. He'll go out by himself with a guitar and a slide and do Mr. Banker. It doesn't get any deeper cut than that.
Actually, it's not Mr.
It's
Banker.
Four Walls of Rayford.
It's Four Walls of Rayford.
It's Four Walls of Rayford, not Mr. Banker. God.
But I like Mr. Banker.
Can we expect this at the upcoming show? Some of those deep cuts in there as well. And about how long you guys going to be on the stage? How long do you normally perform? A couple hours?
Yeah, I think the shortest show we do is an hour and a half. I think what we're doing at the Hawkins Opera House is 2. I think so.
We're excited. We're going to fill it up. Have you ever been to the old Opera House before?
No, but we've heard nothing but great things about it, and we're excited about coming in.
You're going to want to come back, man, because people are going to come see you there.
Good.
Before we turn you guys loose this morning, is there anything else you want our listeners to know about you guys before you premiere in the big city of Hawkinsville a week from Saturday?
Well, I'll say something real quick, and then I'll let John end it. How about that? I can honestly tell you, whoever's listening, listen up, man. If you like Leonard Skinner and you love the music and you want it to come off, you want to hear it like you're in your living room listening to the record at concert volume, This is the band. I mean, there's as you said earlier, there's a lot of tribute bands out there. Nothing like Leonard Skinner, nothing like Second Helping. Second Helping meticulously recreates the parts. We've got the girls. We're not a 6-piece band. We're the whole 10. This is a lively show, and John puts on one whale of a show. But this is the one to come to, man. This is spend the $20, $30, whatever it is. Or you can spend $200 to go see Leonard Skinner. This is your opportunity. Come out and enjoy yourself.
We're excited. John, you got anything you want to add?
Well, he stole my line.
I'm sorry.
No. If you want to see Skinner the way it was in 77, you know, note for note, we got all the accoutrements, patriotic, flying the American flag, you know, let's bring people together in a time that's divisive.
Wise words, John. I want to thank both you, John and Chris. We are looking forward to a second helping in Hawkinsville a week from Saturday, and we hope we get more helpings after that. Thank you, gentlemen, for being with us this morning.
Okay, bud.